How to correct your child for bullying. If your child is bullying, it is important to correct their behavior as soon as possible. Your corrective plan should identify the specific problem. Talk to your child directly and let them know your behavioral expectations. Use role-playing, stories, and personal example to show your child how to understand why their bullying is wrong and how to act appropriately. Get help from teachers and other community figures who know your child. If you have trouble correcting your child's bullying, get help from a child psychologist. Method 1: Identifying the problem. 1. Have a conversation with your child. After seeing your child bullying someone or hearing a report that your child was bullying someone, talk to them immediately. Say exactly what you saw or what the authority figure reported to you. Tell your child that you love them, but you are concerned about their bullying. Be direct. Ask your child if the report about their bullying is true. If they deny it, ensure they have an acceptable explanation as to why their behavior was understood as bullying. Listen to your child's side of the story. Were they bullying, or were they standing up for themselves against a bully? If the latter, help them think about alternatives to physical force or aggression of their own. For instance, you could recommend that next time they get a parent or teacher involved in the conflict. 2. Discover why your child is being a bully. There are many reasons why children bully others. Perhaps they were trying to impress their friends. Perhaps they wanted to attract attention from their peers or from adults, including you. Perhaps they have anger issues stemming from a lack of attention at home or some other cause, such as marital conflict. Perhaps your child hasn't learned appropriate conflict resolution tactics. Bullies are often insecure, or were bullied by others. If you have a hard time figuring out why your child is bullying another, consider seeking professional help. Child psychologists are trained to identify and prescribe remedies for various causes of bullying behavior. If your child is bullying another child, enroll them in therapy. Remember, understanding why your child bullies others does not excuse their behavior, it only explains it. 3. Don't assume your child is not bullying. Many people are surprised to learn their child engages in bullying. As a parent, you might not see bullying behavior at home, or your child might not engage in bullying when you're around. Even if the child does bully others around you, you might be tempted to be generous and dismissive when you see it because you love your child. However, it is important to recognize when your child is being hurtful or domineering towards someone else, and take necessary corrective action. Do not dismiss reports from teachers and other parents about your child's behavior. Take them at their word and talk to your child about their actions. 4. Recognize traits of a bully. Children who engage in bullying have at least one of several related traits. These traits demonstrate a need for control and difficulty relating to others. Keep an eye out for behavior that denies personal responsibility and justifies aggression or emotional outbursts. Your child may also exhibit poor social skills, anxiety, depression, or frustration, a lack of accountability, a lack of empathy, a need for control. 5. Rule out disabilities that may cause unusual social behavior. Sometimes, an inability to express oneself or identify emotional cues is mistaken for bullying. It is important to recognize when your child has an emotional disability that might impact their social relations. If you have trouble doing so, or suspect an emotional or developmental disability, consult a child psychiatrist for a professional diagnosis. For example, a child who struggles to read faces and social cues might not realize when they accidentally upset another child. Method 2: Teaching positive behavior. 1. Explain to your child that bullying is not appropriate. your child might not understand that their behavior was hurtful. They may imagine that their comments or actions were just joking around. However, you should explain to them that words have power and can cause others to feel sad, angry, or distressed. If your child was engaged in physical bullying, remind them that this behavior is unkind. Ask your child to think of a time someone else made a hurtful comment about them or pushed them around. Ask, how did it make you feel? If your child can't think of such an occasion, ask them to imagine how they would feel if someone said or did to them what they said or did to the child they were bullying. When your child puts themselves in the bullied child's shoes, they will be able to empathize with them and understand why bullying is wrong. 2. Explain why bullying is wrong to young children. Young children, 5, 8 years old, tend to not understand that bullying is wrong. They cannot identify power imbalances and repeated behavior. They also do not usually know how to reflect on their own behavior or consider other points of view. Therefore, it is important to share with your child what bullying is. Tell your child specifically what kind of behaviors are unkind to help them understand bullying. You might tell them that pushing, name calling, and yelling at others are bullying behaviors. To solve bullying in young children, it is important to use simple language and examples they can understand. For instance, you might explain that it is not nice to leave others out of their games, or that mean names are hurtful. Keep an eye on your child and ensure they are being kind to their friends and playmates. 3. Let your child know what sort of behavior you expect. When you discover your child is bullying someone, you should tell them that you want to help them correct their behavior. To correct their behavior, you should not only tell them how bullying is hurtful, but teach them how to act properly. Behaviors you could suggest to your child include sharing, forgiving, being kind, staying calm, and not yelling, and accepting differences in others. Tell your child that to make friends and live happily, it is important not to engage in bullying. 4. Teach your child directly. Explain to your child what behaviors are acceptable and which behaviors are unacceptable. For instance, you might make a list of different behaviors with your child and help them categorize each into bullying and kind behaviors. Divide a piece of paper into 2 columns. Label one column as unkind or bullying and label the other as kind or nice. Provide several words or phrases to your child and ask them to place each in the appropriate column. You could include words or phrases like yelling, showing respect, pushing, sharing, complimenting, being mean, and hugging. Ensure the language you use is appropriate for your child's age. Don't use complex terms for a pre-teen or younger child. Speak to your child at a level they understand. 5. Use role-playing. Role-playing is a valuable method you can use to demonstrate to your child how bullying feels. Preface the exercise by explaining to your child that you want to show them what it is like to be bullied. Perhaps you can take a pencil or crayon they were using, or tell them you don't want to play with them. Ask them how they feel. Then, allow them a turn to play, act bullying, and respond with expressions of sadness and emotional pain. Always make it clear before and after the role-playing that you in fact love and care for your child. End the session with a reminder that bullying does not feel good, and encourage your child to think about the role-playing session next time they interact with their peers. 6. Use media to teach anti-bullying behavior. Many films, books, and plays teach forgiveness, kindness, empathy, and respect. They can also offer valuable lessons about the effect of bullying on others. Use relevant media to explore qualities that build friendships and the consequences of bullying. You might use Hercules to demonstrate how bullying affects people. Refer to the scene where Hercules is bullied by his peers and feels bad about his differences. Think about what films or books your child loves and use appropriate examples to teach your child appropriate and inappropriate behavior. 7. Lead by example. Children often learn how to act by watching their parents and caretakers. If you are a kind, generous, and loving person, your child will notice. Likewise, if you are domineering, verbally or physically abusive towards others, and stingy with your affection, your child will be more likely to adopt bullying tactics and behaviors. Be a positive example for your child, and you can indirectly teach them not to be a bully. Method 3: Finding solutions. 1. Don't label your child as a bully. It is important that you recognize your child is engaged in bullying behavior. Bullying behavior is just one set of behaviors among many, and can be adjusted. If you think about your child as a bully, you might be tempted to assume they cannot be changed, or that being a bully is part of their essential nature. These assumptions are incorrect, but can be dangerous. If you treat your child as if they are a bully, they might internalize the message that they are bullies, and continue to bully others. 2. Use positive reinforcement. When your child acts in a way that is the opposite of how a bully acts, offer verbal praise and encouragement. You might say, "I really like how kind you were to your classmate," or "I heard you were very generous with your toys in class. Great job." Children respond positively when parents praise them, and this positive reinforcement is an effective way to correct bullying. 3. Insist that your child apologize to their victim. If your child has bullied someone else, it is important to make them take responsibility for their actions. The best way to do this is to arrange a meeting between your child and the person they victimized. If you see the bullying firsthand, you should intervene immediately to make your child say, "I'm sorry," to the person they were bullying. If you hear of bullying from teachers or other authority figures, you should help your child understand why their behavior was wrong and ensure they feel sorry for their actions. Have them write a letter to the person they bullied explaining how sorry they are, and promising that they won't do it again. Have your child give it to the person they bullied. 4. Get help from teachers. Much bullying takes place inside the classroom or halls of school. Talk to your child's teachers and school administrators regularly for information about how your child behaves at school. Use this information to stay informed about your child's behavior and track their progress. Ask school personnel for advice and guidance about how to best correct your child's bullying. Many school officials will have seen similar behavior over the years and can offer valuable advice. Share potential causes of the bullying behavior with your child's teachers. For instance, if there are marital or other family problems, you should let your child's teachers know. This will help them better understand why your child is bullying. 5. Talk to other community members. Many people can help you monitor and remedy your child's bullying. Other parents, coaches, and faith leaders can help you identify and correct bullying. Ask them for their advice and perspectives on the issue. If you have an especially difficult time correcting your child's bullying, consult a child psychologist. Use your online community to correct bullying, too. Organizations like StopBullying.gov and KidsHealth.org have extensive advice about how to deal with bullying behavior in children. Read online forums to learn more about how other parents have corrected bullying in their kids. 6. Be patient. It may take time to change bullying behavior. Monitor the situation and look for improvements in your child's bullying over time. Successful anti-bullying education will result in a reduced number of bullying complaints over time. If you notice or receive reports of an increase or a lack of change in your child's bullying behavior, you should consider new, additional approaches to combat their bullying tendencies.